Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's Katerina, aka Bread Baby. I hope you're having a good day. It is a Saturday, 11th of April 2026, and I've just made myself a nice hot cup of decaf coffee with almond milk, and there's quite a few things on my mind that I want to talk about. So for those of you who are new here, and if you just happen to land on this video, a little bit about me. So I am currently studying to be a nutrition coach. I lost 15 kilos in 3 months without cutting out any carbohydrates or doing intense exercise, and I've actually gained a lot of that weight back, which has taken an emotional toll on me. The sad thing when I gain weight is I put it on in my face, and I'm sure you can relate to. Maybe there was a period in your life, or maybe now, you also don't like your face. And when I was leaner, much leaner, my face was lean. But you know what I've gained since I've gained this weight back and eating the way I'm eating, which is a high carb, low fat vegan diet? My period has come back, my cholesterol's come down. So when I was eating, when I had lost the initial weight, I was doing a calorie deficit. I had a whole system that I was following. I was working well up until a point, because I think when you restrict calories over a long period of time, I don't think that's good for your body. It puts more stress on your body. My cortisol was through the roof. My anxiety was really high. My cholesterol was high. I had lost my period, and I was very thin and lean, and I got all this approval. I got people actually treated me so differently, so much better, which is sad, because I was so much more unhealthy then. Whereas now I have gained some weight back. I'm eating a lot of carbohydrates, fruit, starches, sugars. My focus is incredible. I can study for long periods of time. My period has come back. My cholesterol has lowered from a total cholesterol of 6.6 to 5.7. I made a video about it. My hair is growing and it's shinier. My eyesight is improved. My sleep is better. My digestion, I have zero IBS, no IBS at all. I go to the bathroom regularly. I want to exercise. And this is so frustrating, because I recently had I have a bad knee injury. I fell in the shower, and the physio is a bit worried about it. She was worried about the meniscus and the ACL. So it may need an op, but it's actually been improving. I've been eating a lot of extra carbohydrates, and my I know protein also heals, repairs tissues and muscles and stuff, but you get more than enough protein by just eating sufficient carbohydrates, or should I say sufficient plant foods, because proteins and carbs are not the same thing. But what I wanted to say is, you get more than enough protein. You don't need to be stuffing yourself with protein. I promise you that is one way, as a surefire way to ruin your health. That's what I was doing. So you see, when I lost the first 15 kilos, I did so tracking my calories very precisely, eating high carbohydrate, and I was feeling great. I was feeling fine. I was a bit cold, and I'd gotten quite thin, and I wasn't as strong in the gym at all. But I was feeling fine, and then I was a bit skinny fat, and I decided, okay, I want to do a body recomp, and I found this coach, and immediately she put me on this meal plan, which was high, it had a lot of meat, lean, chicken and mince, and my intuition said, I don't want to eat meat. I'm feeling fine, I'm almost close to how I want to look physically, and I don't want to eat meat. And she said, no, this is the only way to build muscle. You have to eat meat. And me just outsourcing, I just wanted to outsource my fitness, which is stupid, because I started following this meal plan to the T, and it consisted of oats with protein powder in the morning, fruit, rice, chicken and veg, kind of bodybuilding style, eggs, bodybuilding style meal plan with mince and rice and veggies in the evening, and lots of water, and I could have diet drinks. And I was having a lot of diet drinks. Why? Because my body was desperately craving sugar. Anyway, and that's what gave me the high cholesterol, dry, super dry skin. My eyes were red all the time, because your body basically dehydrates. You become like a grape when you over restrict calories, for instance, a lot of it is like water weight that you're losing. And now the weight that I have gained is a lot of glycogen refilling. My muscles refilling with glycogen. That's a lot more water hydration. I'm much more hydrated, which is why my skin is also so much better than it was. I looked older when I was on this previous diet, and so I decided, like, I can't do this. I had this bad allergic reaction. My body was starting to have all these crazier effects, and I said, you know what, I'm going to go back to the drawing board. I'm going to go back to what I know makes me feel my best, which is essentially a vegan diet structured around carbohydrates, so fruits, starches, sugars, breads, legumes, rice, all forms of carbohydrates and low fat. And since that first week I started eating this way, I started feeling infinitely better. It was like I was waking up again, and I could actually just focus. The only reason I'm making these videos is because I have the energy to do so, because I'm carved up, I'm hydrated, I'm fueled up with sugar. My brain, this glucose in my cells and in my brains, your trillions of cells require glucose to function. And so yes, I've gained weight, which has not been easy, but at the same time, like, I know that my metabolism needed this. My thyroid is healing. I got my thyroid tested. It's all fine. My blood glucose is completely normal. Tell me, like, why my blood glucose is so normal if I've been eating a high sugar, high carbohydrate diet? You know what I mean? Like, how? Surely my blood glucose, blood sugar would be through the roof. Surely I'd be pre-diabetic if sugar was so bad. It's not the sugar that's the problem. It's sugar with fat combined, because that makes you insulin resistant. Because when you overconsume, people are just so scared of sugar, and even processed sugar is really not bad, but people are, because also sugar and like fructose and glucose digest pretty much in the same way. Like glucose and fructose go straight through the portal vein to the liver. Like, it's absorbed straight away. Whereas starches, for instance, are also fantastic, but they are polysaccharides, meaning they take longer to digest, right? But fruits and everything are the most optimal because they're high in fiber, which keeps you fuller for longer, high in sugar, high in glucose. My point was that sugar, even table sugar, digests the same way as fructose, basically. As long as you're getting that constant supply of glucose in. This is why our athletes, yes, they're athletes and they're moving and they're active, but why are they constantly eating bananas and gels and carbohydrates and not stacking in the protein and the fats? Why, when you go to the hospital, it's not, they put a bit of saline, a bit of salt in the drip, but they're not putting protein and fat in your drip. It's mainly like, electrolytes and sugar, for instance, glucose. Not all drips are glucose, but you get the idea. They're not pumping you or veins with fat and protein. And fat, of course you need fat, of course you need protein, but nowhere near the amounts that you may have been eating, nowhere near. Whereas carbohydrates, the World Health Organization recommends between 45% and 65% of your daily calories from carbohydrates, but I think it needs to be way higher than that. I believe it needs to be around 70-80%. Protein needs to be low, fat needs to be even lower. And that, I think, based on my research, based on people who follow, if you do your research and you look at people who've been on the high carb, low fat vegan diet for a long period of time, they're all lean. Okay, Duran Ryder, Freddie the Banana Girl, Natasha, Michelle, in that, the people in that high carb, low fat world. Victoria, who channels Nutrition by Victoria, she's a mom of 3 or 4 kids, and she's 40 something, and she looks incredible. She's lean. All her clients have become lean over time. And so I think this is like the hard part, is getting through the healing phase where your body needs to maybe readjust. It's scared you're going to starve it again, because technically a calorie deficit is restricting. When you restrict calories too much, you can also be restricting certain nutrients your body needs. And when you put extra stress on your body, it backfires. Eventually you have to pay those calories back. But yeah, so I'm on this health journey now, restoring my health, trying to feel better, you know how it is. I'm such a clown. Yeah, I just wanted to have a chat. I'm going to continue studying now, because this is another form of procrastination, although I've been absolutely loving making these videos. I am a nutrition coach in the making, and if you have any questions, about like maybe you've been yo-yo dieting forever, maybe you hate how you look in clothes, you hate how you look in photos, in videos. Like I'm not like 100% confident in my, my I've gotten like a bit fatter, but like I'm still making, I've made content even though my face was super swollen. I had this bad allergic reaction. I've still made content about God and about maintaining your health and getting back to who you really are, because that's what I want this like I'm super passionate about nutrition. I want you to eat what is right for you as a human. And they say, oh, everybody's different, but no, we actually, our digestive tracts, our bodies are basically the same. And so it's not like Bob needs to eat high protein, high fat, and Sally or Dylan needs to eat high carb, low fat. No, we all actually thrive. If you look at the leanest populations in the world, they all eat mainly starches, right? In Asia it's rice. In Africa it's like corn and sweet potato and milli meal, or pap as they say. In South Africa, I'm from South Africa. Pap is the best. There's a reason you have a sweet tooth. There's a reason you love bread. Okay, it's because it's glucose, it's starch, it's what your body. And the reason people think bread is fattening, is often because it's added oils in bread. There's added sodium, and sodium makes you retain water. So like, sodium is actually, if you have way too much sodium, it's really, really terrible for you. Because it's actually a stimulant, I believe. Could be wrong. But also try and stay away from caffeine. I've completely cut out caffeine. This is a decaf. And so the thing is, caffeine can also decrease your ability to absorb iron. So can not having enough vitamin C, things like that. But anyway, there's so much knowledge circulating in my head because of, since if you're a woman, you can relate, even a man who's struggled with your body and weight and self-image, which we all do, I think. But ever since I can remember my late teens, like weight and body, I've been, you think as a girl, you think about your weight all the time. And I want to stop this dieting yo-yo cycle forever for all women, for all men and women, so that we can get back to what we are supposed to do on this earth. Serve, be of value, create things, be who we really are, write that book, make that art, like, you know what I mean? That is actually my higher, like, desires, to help you get back to who you really are. Please ignore my moronic accents. I wonder why I've always, like at school, I always did accents. I always was like, and I did a lot of Australian accents too, because I watch a lot of Australians on YouTube. It's so silly. It's really so silly. Okay, I'm going to stop now. Hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one. Thank you for subscribing. And my comments are open if you have any questions.